Hersheypark is a coaster lover's dream.
But it's more than just coasters. Located in central Pennsylvania, Hersheypark certainly has a lot to offer.
And we gathered some tips and tricks for your next visit there. Learn about those today on This Happy Place.
Hi friends!
And welcome back to This Happy Place.
We just got back from Hersheypark, and boy oh boy, did we learn some things. I personally learned that I'm not as much of a coaster enthusiast as I thought I was.
And I learned that I'm old.
Hersheypark had some incredible coasters. It is very clear where they spent their money.
But there are other things there that may interest you and that you need to know about before you visit this theme park.
We learned a lot of those lessons the hard way, so we're bringing them to you so that you can keep them in mind if you're planning a visit to Hersheypark anytime soon.
Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed. We will be visiting more theme parks in the future and bringing you videos just like this to help you plan your trips there.
If you've been keeping up with our vlogs, you know that in our last day at Hersheypark, we took advantage of their FastTrack system, which is their version of the skip the line system. We told you at the end of that video that we would let you know whether or not we thought that system was worth it, because it is quite pricey. So stay tuned for the end of this video, because that's going to be our last tip.
So let's just jump right in with number one then. We recommend looking over the Hersheypark map or on the app or on the website before you get to Hersheypark, because it blew us away how big this park is, and it's a little bit confusing.
Unlike Disney or some other parks that we've been to, Hersheypark is built into the terrain of central Pennsylvania. It's hilly, and at times you can look at the map and see places where you think you can just walk through, and then you get there and you realize you're on the overpass and you need to be in the underpass. So just keep that in mind. You might run into some can't get there from here type scenarios.
So just make sure you have a general overview of where things are located in the park, and that'll help speed up your day, get you where you want to go quicker.
And tip number 2. This one kind of related to the app, which Hersheypark does have their very own app. Download it, very, very helpful. But we noticed that at least on one of the days that we were there, the ride time updates didn't really kick in until about 30 to 45 minutes after the park opened. And at various points throughout the day, they either weren't showing ride wait times at all, or they were very inaccurate. We rode one of the rides that looked like the line was at least a 45-minute wait, and the app said it was 10 minutes. Just take it with a grain of salt.
And number 3, Jake actually just took that tip. It is that the wait times generally were less on the app or at the front of the rides than they actually were. So plan more time for the rides, especially if you're not using the FastTrack program. I think that maybe their system isn't super great, and we don't talk about it so much in the rest of this video, but the operations at Hersheypark are really, really rough. Loading on the rides is so slow. It is the slowest we've ever experienced. And I think that is why those wait times aren't so accurate.
Definitely.
And number 4, Hersheypark was a lot more expensive than we expected. We are used to Disney World prices, which of course are very, very high. And Hersheypark rivaled them.
I would say so. And maybe we just didn't have our expectations set right going in, because we thought, oh, it's Hersheypark. It's like right over there from where we live, and we know what prices are here, so it can't possibly be that expensive. But especially the food, for what you got and the quality of it, just seemed like unusually high. Especially
because a few months ago we went to Dollywood and the prices there were a lot cheaper than I was expecting. So it was just a major flip-flop. Just go in, know that you might be spending a little more money, especially on the food, than you would anticipate.
Caveat, I would say that applies inside the park. If you go to the Chocolatier, I would say those prices were perfectly normal for what you would expect at a theme park associated sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
And tip number 5. Going along with this idea of food, we were kind of surprised to find that there were not a lot of unique food options inside the park. maybe that's, again, a result of the parks that we're used to going to where there's certain signature things.
Yeah.
But in Hersheypark, even the must-dos, the things that you don't want to leave the park without, sort of felt average.
Yeah. Chicky and Pete's is the one thing that when I did research, everyone's like, you have to get the crab fries from Chicky and Pete's. And I didn't realize that Chicky and Pete's is a chain. So you can get them outside the park. They're kind of along the East Coast, and there's actually some out west too. So there's nothing really unique. You know, they have Subway, they have Moe's, they had Chick-fil-A. So if you like those foods, great. But if you're looking for something more unique, you kind of have to search for them. They had an acai bowl place. There was a food truck location that had like Mexican empanadas and fried Oreos. But there was nothing that was standout food inside the park, in my opinion.
Number 6. If you are looking for something a little bit more unique, kind of a standout food option, consider giving the Chocolatier a try. This restaurant is immediately outside the park, pretty much right at the entrance when you come in.
Or the exit when you leave.
Very true. Conveniently located next to the gift shop. And it is just a really interesting take on some favorite food items done really well. I had a cocoa powder rubbed Cuban sandwich. Everything there is kind of chocolate themed. There's peanut butter or chocolate integrated into it somehow, but in a really refined and professional way that doesn't blow the flavor out.
They do have boozy milkshakes. They have lots of chocolate and peanut butter themed drinks. So it's just a really interesting take, and it's kind of what I expected more of Hersheypark to be with the food, and this is what I wanted.
Yeah, I think it was as close to like that themed food festival feel you can get without being in a themed food festival.
And if you're looking for something else outside the park, directly beside Hersheypark is Trogues Brewery, and they have great food too. So that's another option if you aren't impressed with the food actually inside the park. And number 7. We mentioned this in our Dollywood tips and tricks video, but it applies even more at Hersheypark. If you suffer from any kind of motion sickness, do not forget your anti-nausea meds. We are Bonine takers. That seems to work the best for us. It works and it doesn't make us super tired, but the coasters here are the most intense we've ever done.
Yeah, there were quite a few times when my vision would start to tunnel a little bit when the G's hit, and quite a few times when I would get off a ride, like I can feel the anti-nausea medication in my system fighting the motion sickness. So
the day we had the fast track, we did 7 coasters in about 5 hours, which I just don't think your body is meant to do. And we were really, really hurting after that. And I was really, really glad that we had taken those medications. And if you suffer from any form of motion sickness, do not ride Jolly Rancher Remix. And do not ride it first thing in the morning.
Bad start to your day.
Just don't. Just don't. Don't. Number 8.
All of the rides, for the most part, contain Cubbies, or some kind of system that you can put the things in your pockets, your bags, whatever, in before you get on the ride.
You are not allowed to take anything on the rides. That's a big thing at Hersheypark.
And I get why. Anything in your pockets is going to come a projectile.
Yeah.
Except Wildcat's Revenge, which we loved the coaster.
Number 1.
They have a pass-through locker system. The Cubbies are kind of small. They could probably fit a small bag, but just keep that in mind.
I think there were a couple that were slightly larger, but if you're carrying like a giant cooler, you're not going to be able to fit it in one of the lockers. Number 9. If you are a water park kind of person, know that there is a water park in the middle of Hersheypark, and it is included. So there are lockers, there are changing rooms, there are bathrooms all surrounding the boardwalk portion of Hersheypark. So you can bring your swimsuit, you can bring some towels, and if it's really hot in the middle of the day, if you need a little bit of a break, they have a lazy river, they have wading pools for children. There's a couple of slides that you can do. It's something that you can add onto your day, or if you're spending a weekend at Hersheypark, something that you can do extra.
It was a little interesting for us because being in a theme park, we did not expect to see people just walking around in swimsuits and towels and
I couldn't get over it. It was so weird.
There's a park in a park. It's parkception.
Yeah, but if that's something that you are interested in or you like water parks, it might make a visit to Hersheypark even more worth it for you.
Number 10, right as you come into the park and you sort of turn left to go towards the rest of the park, just past the family bathrooms, there is a pathway that you can take that's fairly new that will run you down through Founder's Way. You can get very close to SkyRush, and it sort of takes you to a different part of the park.
It's kind of like a little shortcut down into Founder's Way.
In the morning, we did notice that they didn't really open this path right away. There's a chain that goes across it. Obviously, you're not supposed to cross that until they pull the chain back.
Yeah.
I think that is because of Hersheypark's suite hour, where the people who are staying on Hersheypark's property resort can get in an hour before everybody else, so they're keeping the rest of us peasants out.
Yeah.
But after a short time, they did open that pathway, and it's a nice shortcut to get you down into a totally different part of the park, as well as some really incredible views of SkyRush.
Number 11, don't pass up Chocolate World. Yes, you're going to Hersheypark for the coasters and the coasters probably, but Chocolate World really, really impressed us.
Yeah, that was cute.
It's located right beside Hersheypark. And had you been there when you were a kid?
No, never been.
I went several times when I was a kid, but it is so much better than it was, 20 years ago. There is so much to do there. The gift shop is awesome. And I just was really, really impressed by it.
They have a cute little ride, like dark room water ride type thing that talks about how the chocolate's made. It was a beautiful fever dream.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but in a good way.
It's a fun place. The coolest gift shop. You can buy all kinds of candy that you can't find in the stores. They have paid for experiences. You can do extra things like make candy bars and giant Reese cups. It's just go to Chocolate World.
And it's free to enter. It's not an extra cost. So even if you want to go just to check out the little ride and the gift shop, you don't have to pay anything to get in. It might have been my favorite part.
That's pretty cool.
It was so cool.
Number 12. Last but not least, did we think the FastTrack system was worth it? We used it on one of the 2 days we were there. We did not use it on the Friday. We did use it on Saturday, thinking the park crowds would probably be higher on the weekend.
And we were right. The crowds on the Saturday were much higher. So we were glad that we had the FastTrack system on that Saturday. It cost us $125 a person, and I do believe it can be more expensive than that.
That is significantly more than the cost of a park ticket to get into Hersheypark, which is not unusual. Other parks use a very similar system where everybody can get into the park for the same price, but the people who really want to ride the rides and get them all in pay a premium.
I really do think it is worth it because there are 10 major coasters in this park, plus 2 Wild Mile style ones that we didn't do, and other rides that you can use the FastTrack on. And an hour or two after the park opened on that Saturday, the majority of those coasters had lines of 45 plus minutes. So it saved us a ton of time. It's not a straight to the front of the line. You still have to wait 10 to 15 minutes depending on the ride and the time of day. But we managed to get 7 coasters done in a short amount of time because we would leave the park by 5 o'clock because we had a toddler with us.
I will say, if you're going for multiple days, I don't think you need the FastTrack pass every day.
No.
Pick one day. I would recommend if you're there over a weekend, pick one of the days of the weekend and get the FastTrack for that day. If you're really there to ride rides.
Yeah, if that's your priority, if getting on the coasters and the rides is your priority, I think it can save you a lot of grief and time.
Yeah. If you were there for multiple days, or your plan is to spend an entire day in the water park and then one other day in the theme park itself, maybe not. That's a call you have to make.
Yeah, it is a very expensive add-on, but if you have that money, I think that it could be worth it.
If you have that money and that interest in the coasters themselves,
yes,
it could be very worth it for you.
Yeah. So that's our take on the FastTrack system. Let us know in the comments if you like skip the line systems, if you like the added pay for skip the line additions, and if you use them in any of the theme parks you visit. We are interested to hear what you think about them. Bonus. If you know this happy place, you know I love a bonus tip. This applies to, I mean, a lot of theme parks, but I really saw it to be the case around lunchtime at Hersheypark is do not eat on hours. Eat at off hours. Some of the longest lines I saw were for Chick-fil-A at lunchtime. You know, you're 30 people deep waiting for your chicken tenders, but we would eat usually around 11 or grab things 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we really didn't have to wait in line for food when we did it that way.
I'd say that goes for seating as well.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice that there were sufficient picnic tables and shaded areas to sit for the crowds that were there. I think, get yourself some food and a place to sit half an hour to an hour before your peak meal times, and you'll be in good shape.
Definitely.
Well, friends, that's it for our tips and tricks video from our trip to Hersheypark.
I have to ask Jake, did you like Hersheypark?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. I did not think I was much of a coaster person until I rode the rides there, and then I realized I'm a coaster person for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then I need to take a break.
Yeah, I definitely think we recommend the park. If you want to see our full experience at them, go back, watch our vlogs. They are linked down below. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you are, I'm sure you're going to Hersheypark soon. I hope you have a fantastic time.
Make sure you've hit the notification bell because we have some very interesting videos coming up for you. Next week is going to be a neat look at, would you call it a food festival?
Yeah.
I would call it a food festival of sorts, unlike any you've seen before. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.
Again, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And until then,
stay magical.
Bye. All right. I love you, and I want you to be touching me, but don't be touching me for this.
Fine. Yeah, my butt. that looks great.
Hershey, why are you breathing in?
Am I not allowed to breathe? I'm sorry.
You breathed in like you were gonna talk, so I got scared. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
You had some sort of chicken sandwich.
I don't talk what I had because I didn't like it.
Yeah, but it's probably not like that all the time. Taylor had a chicken sandwich that this time around she didn't particularly like.
And I don't have any footage of this, so just look at my face. No, I'm just kidding.
Number 8.
Ah! I did 9.
Number
8. Shit.